Hi everyone, welcome back to Jaiden and Aluan on this vlog Educationals. So today, as I already did the World War One and the World War Two, I think you might know what it's going to be today. I'm going to be explaining about the war currently, about Russia and Ukraine apparently. I hope you enjoy.
So Jordan, what can you say about the war in Ukraine and Russia?
I'm gonna
Is
start.
it still going on or finished already?
I'm gonna start my information now, but please don't mind my shot. So the Russia and Ukrainian war has been going on for about 2 months now. So I started doing this vlog on April 23rd. To be honest, I find wars very chaotic and terrible to see. I feel bad for the Ukrainians as they have to move to other countries and that they may be called immigrants. Most people from Ukraine often move to Poland or Moldova, some countries, and very less of barely like 0.5% move to Belarus. So as I said, this Russia and Ukrainian war has happened in the late Januarys, the early Februarys. This war is very sad, and
So it's nearly 3 to 4 months now.
it's nearly the end of April.
On February
February.
24. So tomorrow is 2 months
3
tomorrow.
months. Yeah.
So, claiming about the land of Ukraine and Russia, Russia managed to claim some land from the Ukraine. And to be honest, Russia should be glad that they're the biggest country in the world. They are more bigger than Europe, even. As I saw some information on Safari or Google or YouTube. I'll just call it YouTube because that was where I got it from. And Russia created at least more than 2 countries. I'm gonna name you some. They created Finland, which is shocking. They created Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania is the Baltic part of Europe, but still they're both in Europe. They gave birth to Belarus, Belarus, a country. They have no IKEA, I just realized. And last but not least, Ukraine. But to me, I actually can't believe that Russia is bigger than the continent. And I don't know how you find it in your opinion. So therefore some Ukrainian soldiers kidnapped some Russian soldiers, and most men are forced to fight in the wars, which is very miserable. I haven't seen a lot of men move all the way to country. Mostly this is relating to World War One and World War Two. By the way, including that Russia has gave birth to more than 3 countries, I would
Created, maybe it's the proper word, created
or approximately saying.
Mm.
In World War One to World War Two, the European map was different, and less than 25 countries existed. And I'll tell you some. Ireland actually did not exist. I'm so shocked. So Iceland, Ireland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and I'm pretty sure the Baltic existed that time. Russia, Germany, Austria and Hungary, Spain, Portugal, Switzerland, Netherlands, Belgium, France, Italy, Albania, Serbia, Romania, Bulgaria, Greece, the Ottoman Empire, which changed into Turkey. So yeah, I have been shocked about this, and that countries can be created so quickly. I'm learning about how Ukraine was created, and no one ever told me when Ukraine was created. But anyways, if in case you don't know, geography is my favorite subject ever since I've been given the globe and the encyclopedia. I gained some information about geography and the capitals of countries and the locations. I've been mainly looking at, I think you may already know what I'm thinking of. Been mainly posting explanations on my YT about Wonders of the World. I was normally shocked about the Colosseum. Me and my parents and some of our relatives went there. And to be honest, it was shocking. I just remember one fact about when I was explaining the Colosseum, that more than 10,000 people died there. Apparently, it was a war zone, and now it's abandoned, but now it's popular. Moving on to the Ukraine and Russian war. Immigrants have been warned in the Ukraine, and most countries gave weapons to Ukraine so the war can end. Most people on most apps like TikTok or like Snapchat or like Instagram, for example, hopefully, that they're forcing Putin to stop the war. They're like, I'm not trying to be rude, but I support Ukraine, but they're like, I don't know if they're trying to like threaten Putin to stop the war, because lately I'm seeing some countries that are supporting and not supporting Ukraine. And some, in less than 5 countries, are supporting Russia in Europe. And the ones I know are Belarus and Serbia. It's really shocking, and all the others support Ukraine. Some other countries
India, China.
out of the world in the other continents that support Russia are starting off from the Asian parts: China, North Korea, Nepal. I've been heard of. I'm pretty sure it can be true.
India.
No, India's not supporting.
Yeah. India as well.
Anyway,
Iran.
I haven't heard a lot of countries that support Russia in Asia, but like Myanmar, Indonesia, East Timor in the Southeast East Asia is very unpopular, to be honest. I haven't even heard a lot of facts about it, but all I know, the only country that is touching East Timor's borders is Indonesia. Indonesia is the country with one of the most islands in the world, and such as the Philippines. Moving on with the countries that support Russia: Iran, Yemen, Egypt, Algeria, Libya, Kenya, Somalia, and most of them support Russia in Africa. And barely any support Russia in America. Such as what's happening in the Ukrainian location right now. I have been heard or people explain to me that Ukraine is one of the most poorest countries in Europe, and which is shocking. Russia's nukes is destroying people's homes, it's destroying other people's bonding time and life, and they're taking away people's lands. Such as Ireland, Yugoslavia is a country that was part of World War I and World War II, and which does not exist anymore. Hopefully, Ukraine will still exist, and that the others will be able to stand up for themselves, and that Russia will stop the war, because this is not acceptable, in my opinion. Hopefully, none of the viewers are supporting Russia. It would be a bit awkward for you to watching this, and normally I think you would exit the video, apparently. Moving on what Russia's doing. The Russia's President Vladimir Putin and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had a few meetings about it, but still Putin decided to keep going on. He wanted to steal all the land, and he would never take over Belarus. As I said, Russia created Belarus. But I can't believe it. It's just like God who's creating the world. He created Russia, he created countries, he created our world, he created food, he created shelter, he created nearly everything. Without women, we wouldn't be here, because those are the ones who give birth to us. Talking about the relation of the East European countries in Europe, we've been talking about a little argument about if we should support Russia or Ukraine. Only one country in Eastern Europe supports Russia, which is Serbia. Apparently, most countries have offered some weapons to Russia, and that they have said that most wars will be happening in 30 times a year. Not 30 times a year. 30 times like up to 1000 AD to 2000 AD, for an example. But to be honest, I don't think it's true, and that it's a bit false. Because to me, 30 wars will be like a bit awkward. I know wars will take a long time to stop, and that people can be uncontrollable, just like Putin and all his other supporters. However, moving on in the Africa side, most countries in that are not giving them weapons somehow. They're not, and most countries are not donating tanks to anything. Some newspapers are comparing Russia and Ukraine and about the deaths of what is going on between them right now. Between the Russian and Ukraine border, there is very much of a chaos. In the snowy times, that was when the Ukrainian and the Russian tanks were being active and that they were being used now. And to be honest, I hope my parents support Ukraine. Of course they would, because sometimes you have the same opinion and sometimes we're different.
Yes.
Like, for example, it doesn't matter if he's older than me. It doesn't matter if I like.
So you just want the war to stop over. Yeah.
That's what I want to say about. And if Putin is watching, please stop the war, if possible. I know by talking it really won't
Please.
stop. But to be honest, I got this inspiration from Greta Thunberg and how she inspires her speech to everyone.
Inspired, yeah.
Yeah, such as she explained her large speech in Stockholm, the capital of Sweden. More than 500 people came to visit her in the capital city. And to be honest, in the 50-50, I want to try be like her. To be honest, I like to deal about how confident I want to be. I just like karate, or like if someone's bullying me, like I'm gonna like stop. Don't do that. Don't be like Putin, who starts all the wars and the chaoticness. I know it's gonna be a bit sad for Putin, so please don't come to my house and judge me or anything. Most countries in Europe are not letting Russia travel all the way to other countries. But to be honest, I think Russia would just travel to, as an immigrant, walk all the way to the borders of like other countries such as Germany, Estonia, Norway. It's impossible to go to Iceland because Iceland, without going on an airplane, in case you can swim about more than 500 for 24 hours, kind of, it would take a long time. Iceland is a country that doesn't touch any other country's borders. And to be honest, that's the only country I know that doesn't touch any borders. Oh, and including Cyprus. I nearly forgot about that. Continuing on, Russia got banned from the Olympics apparently, as it was said on the news a few weeks or months ago. Russia was launching fireworks because they felt happy about that and they felt a bit confident, which I think they wouldn't, to be honest. Most restaurants or stores in Russia have been shut down due to the war, such as Starbucks, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, and all those other tasty foods. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry about that, my map is over here. I think you can clearly see it. This is Africa, by the way. I may make a new map if I can, because I did that map when I was like 7 to 8 years old. Anyways, I hope you enjoy. Like, comment, share. I don't think you can see comments since of my mom said she's a bit blocking the way, but it's fine. And subscribe, turn on those notification bells, and please share. Anyways, please consider subscribing if you're inspired of more topics of the educational vlogs. May God bless you and have a good day. Bye.
Bye. Stay safe, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.